Now I can see. What it comes down to is the fact that you enjoy treading on those things we hold sacred.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is that why you are here?
Hey, listen!
God!
We out here epic right now.
You know what I miss? I miss being at work and work sucking. You know, I was at Royal Farms, and Royal Farms is a fried chicken joint. It's not a fried chicken joint. It's like 7-Eleven combined with a fried chicken joint, and sometimes a gas station, because that's what we believed where you get good. Honestly, Royal Farms had some fire ass chicken, like a black person talking on the internet is really good content. But I used to use Twitter to fuck around with my friends because I had friends, but they all worked at the same place, and I was the only one to not work at the same place. Because they didn't have any openings. But now that I look back on it, maybe they just weren't really my friends. But I decided to get back on Twitter because I got into chat rooms again. And I was like, oh yeah, this is why I used to love Twitter. And so I was like, I'm going to come back to Twitter. And ever since I made that ungodly mistake, I've seen nothing but destruction and mayhem and anger and attempts to not understand each other and attempts to shoot down people, people really be going out of their way. Like, how empty, how mean. Like, it's so weird because I see like a lot of tweets. I just see a lot of hate, like just a lot of hate, and it just be crazy. Like Twitter used to be fun. Like I was like, oh, let me go pick up my phone, and then fuckery and more fuckery and more fuckery. And today was just a classic example of why when you aim before you shoot, and it was just about Elon Musk, and I was like, the fuck, bro? Like, what more do you want from somebody? Like, people have said that, okay, if you are a person that's in power, or if you are a person that basically it's the people who use the term white cis males, people who are really angry. I don't know. Basically you're a white billionaire or a white millionaire. If you white and have million in your title, just walk away. Because even your intentions to do right isn't put up with in any particular way. And basically, so you had Elon Musk today, and then the internet just pretty much shit on him because he tried to Tony Stark the situation. You ever notice that every time Tony Stark builds a buster of some sort, it always fails? Every time, I'm so dead ass. You can look this up 100%. Every time this motherfucker has made a buster, it has been destroyed. But the thing it was made, specifically made to fight, bro. So basically, Elon Musk, or basically the closest thing we have to real life Tony Stark, was like, hey, I would like to help those boys in the cave. And people went ape shit. They were like, you always got to put your name next to some shit. This wouldn't even be. And so a combination of, basically you could, what you call them, social media influencers, and a combination of news outlets were kind of reporting really buggity shit about him. When I was reporting it, when I was watching it on Twitter and watching all this shit unfold, I was just like, what more does everybody want? We keep telling these white males with power or whatever the fuck to sit down and use their power for good and to do the right thing. And this man literally has the resources and the funds to at least try and to attempt to figure out some shit. And motherfuckers come for his neck. Okay, which was crazy. And so, literally, Twitter tries to beat him to a pulp. And okay, maybe it was phrasing, maybe it was poor direction. I'll give you that. Fine, cool. Because everybody hate that character, Jerry, from motherfucking, what do you call that show? You know that show. Rick and Morty, one of the most iconic shows of all time. But we all know that show. And basically what pisses you off about Jerry is that this man is all intentions. He's never really has a weak ass follow through. Jerry seemed like one of the motherfuckers who don't know his dick game whack. Like, by the way, like his dick game probably trash, and that's why he ends up in probably, I would say, 72% of the situations he ends up in. But we're not even gonna worry about that. We go on Elon Musk, and people get mad at him, but he literally tried to do something for these boys in the cave. It was sad. They got. By the way, I don't think you should be a coach anymore if you get kids stuck in a cave like that. But he kept them alive, and I think that is, you know, a reward of some sort, right? You got that. Like they all the boys lived. Anyway, so Elon Musk tries to offer his help and his resources, do it, and then Twitter pretty much shits on him, bro. And so I'm like, what is it going on in these people's days? Because yo, I'm gonna be dead ass. I be busy as shit. Like I really don't be having a lot of time to be responding on Twitter. Like I really try to get back, and it's kind of crazy because when I was younger, I really used to like tweet a lot. Yo, I used to tweet like at least 3 times an hour. That was like I think my friend's rule, and I don't really got that much to be talking about like that for real. That's the guy who started his own podcast. But I don't be really having that many abstract thoughts. I really sit and observe and then be like, that's cool. But like he really tried to help, and then the world shits on him. And then he gets in an argument with this guy Hank Green that apparently like invented the YouTube con, and then that's the last thing he's done apparently. And so he was just talking about how he gets to create with people, and basically just had like a dick measuring contest on the internet, for lack of a better phrase. And like it's not even about that. Like, okay, whether you consider yourself a job creator or you work with creatives, I mean, you're still like doesn't it matter you trying to do your best? Like, where did that get lost in translation? Like, his goal wasn't to like. It's not like he was like, yo, you know what can get those boys out of a cave? A Tesla car. Like, he didn't say that. He was just saying like, yo, we can figure some shit out, and maybe I'll make little mini submarines too, because you're kind of supposed to shamelessly plug your product and your brand like that. Like okay, what he did was trashy. I will admit that but as far as like a marketing perspective, pretty fucking dope. Like that's how you keep yourself relevant. You put himself next to the story. However, the way that people took it was like it was almost like, oh, disgusting. Like they beat him down. Like they didn't beat him down to the point where he was like, okay, I'm sorry, my bad. I don't know if he even said sorry, my bad, or whatever. I think he just like him and Hank Green had like a spat or whatever, and then that was that. But then afterwards, he was like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna take my time, I'm gonna take my resources. Oh shit. You don't see that. But I want to take my time, I'm gonna take my resources, and I'm going to help out the people in Flint, Michigan, and help them get their water back. And people were still being petty and giving them shit. Like, yo, like the petty award goes to people who are like, oh, we shamed somebody into doing the right thing. Us for the win. Nobody won, bruh. Like, where the fuck is the reward? Because ain't nobody been fucking with Flint, Michigan, bruh. Ain't nobody been fucking. Them motherfuckers ain't had fresh water since 2014. Okay? I could have got another degree. But it wouldn't, like, by the time these motherfuckers, they had not had water for 4 years, not to mention what the fuck lead does when it's in your body. Like, and these people were cooking and cleaning and washing themselves with it. We have no clue what the real ramifications until 20 years from now. Like, DNA has changed in this part of the city, permanently, forever. It's going to echo on forever. And Elon Musk was finally like, you know what? What took you so long? But at the same time, like, he's like, I'm offering to help to get the water back. However, I'm offering my help, and people still shitted on him for that. Does he kind of like, yo, I can invent something? Yeah, he totally Tony Stark's the thing. Like, that's why we like Elon Musk. That's why I fucking like him. It's because he tries to figure out a way. He tries to engineer it. He tries to work it out. And somehow everybody fucking sat here and was like, yeah, shitted on him. And so I just want to be like, if we're going to do this shame, like I'm all for, okay, if we're going to publicly shame somebody, cool. But what's the fucking point of it? Are we going to rehabilitate the person? Are we going to educate the person? Or how about, I don't know, I forgot my train of thought. God damn it. But right, is it like, if we are going to be in the court of public opinion, then we need to be able to cross-reference the evidence, because that's what you do in court. That's how we create laws. That's how we create checks and balances. Now, if the thing that you believe in is so fucking believable and so fucking important, then I believe it can be stood up to some type of cross check. Like if your shit is such the shit or whatever you're talking about and believing in and trust and believe me 100%, I am trying to fucking understand you. I'm trying to understand a lot of shit honestly that I didn't even know existed and I grew up with it. And there's like, oh, like I didn't know you felt marginalized or oppressed. That sucks because right at the end of the day, I deal with my own little oppression as a black male, but also I'm a male, so I have inadvertently oppressed somebody. Like, and you try your best, but the thing is that we're trying to learn, we're trying to do better. Give us the fucking chance, and not just that. More importantly, if you're going to do this, then yeah, we're going to need like why not? Like I was just seeing essentially because it's weird because I see people do the shit for the right intentions because Twitter has become what can I tweet for my fucking fans today, and I guess that like yeah yeah I guess like get your fucking money. I can't hate you for that. Can't be mad at you for that. But when you really have a fucking responsibility, like you really do got a fucking responsibility if you want to sit here and like you have anything that is akin to a beehive or what they call the Bay Hive, I think. You have anything akin to Beyonce type fans, then you have a fucking responsibility for accuracy. You have a fucking responsibility to approach things with a level head. But we want to stir things into a crazy fuss because we think it's funny. That's how we get our kicks. I don't know. I'm out here living. I don't know. Like that, it's weird because I literally now have this real life digital avatar, and then I have the real world me, and I'm really trying to like crossbreed them bitches. And, I don't know. Like it's a whole other, like the online internet world, like Twitter is completely its own different thing from what it even used to be. Facebook, like if I had to akin everything, I would say Twitter is literally what it was probably supposed to be, which is a bunch of birds in a tree chirping, and you don't know. And that's the crazy part because like what scientists are trying to figure out, like is how birds talk because they have these like some calls are warning calls and then some calls are like, hey, food is here. Hey, there's a predator over here. Hey, there are people. Like it's supposed to be a whole crazy. This is supposed to be this symphony of communications that helps the birds essentially in your neighborhood. Like it's supposed to be this whole thing, and that's really what it is. I do like the fact that we've outed people. And you know what? And by the way, social media is even why my resume is getting more fucking attention, so I can't even be all that mad at it. But like we gotta be careful, you know, who and what and why we're publicly shaming somebody because yo, I'm gonna say it for real. Yo, Chris Hardwick probably was a shitty boyfriend. And Homegirl was probably a shitty girlfriend. And that's what happened. Like that's what fucking happened. Cause sometimes people get together and it ain't all that good. Sometimes two people are whatever and they get away from each other and they do better. Sometimes two people are like, I guess the best way to describe it, because I was at that at one point, was that like we're good together, but we're horrible people together. Like we're good at being bad, essentially, was really what the issue is, and that's not a situation of growth. That's not what That's a situation of staying in the same place and then making everyone miserable around you slowly by sucking on your friends, family into a black hole of misery that you seem to have created, that you stand at the center of. I'm not into that shit. Yo, kill me with that. Now, back to this Elon Musk. Like, I guess the execution was poorly. I see what he was trying to do, and it wasn't a bad thing. It was a thing that all people do to secure their brands. They try to put their shit next to something, shamelessly plug their shit, and you should, because that's how you get ahead in this world. Sorry, bruh, that's what happens. Like, he didn't really do nothing wrong. I think the wrongness is like, all right, you publicly shamed him, and then he still tried to do the right thing. His intention was to always do the right thing, you know. And I saw him getting shit for launching his own rocket into space with his car. Yo, the homeboy made a car and then launched a rocket into space, and no one could fucking stop him. Like NASA, the United States, like nobody could be like that shit just floating out there, and then no one really had any questions. Like, well, we have the math. Like we have to kind of believe it because they don't want no one to go into a mass hysteria. But basically, they're like, "Yo, we don't know when that shit's gonna come down, but it's not gonna hurt nobody though." And nobody stopped them. No, no F1 Raptors came and shot that bitch down. Like they reset his shit into space and it just sat there, which is so dope. But his wonderment and like he's one of the people that hopefully will get people back into engineering. I don't think has ever had a problem securing people. Like that's money. Like yo, if you want money, be an engineer. I'm so dead ass. Be an engineer or be some type of programmer, because that's what all this shit is. Or get a trade, because ain't none of that shit going nowhere. People always gonna get sick. People always need shit built, and people always want to talk shit on the internet. So you know what? And I think we're at a good time. Yeah. So this is randomly relevant, and we are out. Bye bye, cunts and assholes.